Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen Healthy Fine Dining Series. I'm your host, Nicole Gaffney, and we're here today with the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau, along with St. Luke's University Health Network. We're bringing together doctors and chefs to create healthy new menu options to be featured at their restaurants. Joining me in the kitchen today is Chef Justin Miller of the Crescent Lodge and Country Inn, along with Dr. Maggie Mintus. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, what are we making today, Chef? We have a beautiful assortment of ingredients on the table.
Well, you know, when I got called, I thought, you know, what better thing to do than the fall is coming. So we're going to do some acorn squash stuff today.
Beautiful.
And all vegetarian. Of course, we do have some cheese here, some good Parmesan cheese and some feta cheese for those who are not vegan.
Sounds amazing. So let's get started.
Okay, not a problem. The squash, actually, what we're getting in today, we have a nice spaghetti squash. Okay, split it, open it up.
These are like the three most typical squash you find at the grocery store.
Correct, yeah, you can find these in most any grocery store today, especially this time of year. Acorn squash,
okay.
They're kind of hard to cut, so you gotta be very careful. So if you want to go ahead, you know, we cut the top, we cut the bottom off of them, we split them.
So you split it this way?
Yep, we get split it that way.
Okay, and go top and bottom first?
Top and bottom, sure.
That's the hardest thing I have is trying to get the squash cut to begin with.
Yeah.
And all squash are the same, so you got to be very careful. Get a sharp knife.
They are really hard to cut through.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the stuffing. It's kind of a long process. We have some fresh barley, dried barley.
Okay.
We have quinoa, which they call the mother grain. Very good, high in protein. It's from the Andes Mountain region.
And we have.
Do you eat a lot? Yeah, a lot of that.
Quinoa.
And some couscous. Now, of course, all three of these, you're getting there, aren't you?
I just want to make it even. That's how I do it at home.
Okay, that's perfect.
I usually microwave it to soften it up.
Yeah, that helps.
You can do that.
Otherwise, I can't get through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we have, the three grains we have here that we're going to be using as a base on our stuffing, we're going to get them into the pot. So if I'm going to pass these across here, if you want to start, we're going to start with the barley first.
Okay.
Now the barley is, hey, all right. Do we have a spoon?
Yeah, to stir.
Okay. We're going to start with the barley first, and I think we probably have a wooden spoon here. We can stir that.
Awesome.
Okay. The barley's going to be about a 40-minute cook, and what I've done is, and I have this on the Magic Television, I have this all done, so we're just going to show you here. I throw everything into the pot all at once, and I cook them in stages. 40 minutes on the barley, nicely covered, let it just about done. You're about 14 or 15 minutes then on the quinoa simmered. And of course, we get to the couscous in the end. We're only about 4 or 5 minutes. It's done.
Okay, so you just keep going at it.
Just keep going. So we're going to let that sit there, and we're going to do that.
So I'm scooping the seeds out. Is that correct?
You are scooping the seeds out on that. We can go right here.
I jumped ahead there.
Nope, that's fine.
Now you can save these, right?
Oh,
absolutely.
Seeds? Yeah. Bake them in the oven.
Pumpkin seeds, squash seeds. You can save all them. Get them dried in your dehydrator at home and dry them out.
So nutritious.
Yep. Think you want to try it?
I can try. I don't know. I worked out yesterday, so maybe I got some arm muscle.
What kind of a workout did you do?
So I actually go to a bar class.
I love bar.
Yeah.
One of my favorite workouts.
Yeah, so it's
Perfect. Why don't you just take those and put them right in here for me?
It's a combo of, they tell me it's a combination of yoga, ballet, and Pilates. I just know it hurts.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of squatting on
A lot of squatting. I don't know if I got the arm strength for this.
You can do it. I know you can. Okay, so
they are really tough to cut through. That was a great trick about microwaving.
Yeah, because otherwise I can't do it.
Don't injure yourself because you're the only doctor here. So if you're hurt, then I don't know what we can do.
That's about as much as I can get in. I might let the professional do it.
Pass it over.
Yeah.
Okay. Great thing though.
Nice try though.
What we've done is we've cut a small spot on the bottom of here, so when we put them into the baking dish,
and it just sits flat.
Sits flat. They don't fall over. It's easier to do.
They're a little lopsided, but I did the best that I could.
Okay, we're just
See, look, he goes through that like it's butter.
On.
Okay.
Now, would this be easier using a serrated knife, or does it matter? Yeah.
It may. I like using a chef knife.
Yeah.
Probably also helps that you have sharp knives. Mine at home are like not so sharp.
Yeah, 101 is get yourself at least just one good sharp knife.
Yeah, so I've been told.
So this baking dish I have here is not quite big enough, so what we're going to do is we're going to work on 2.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to get those. We'll set those aside there. Now, next component of our dish after we've started our stuffing, the base of our stuffing. So in translation, this is going to be about an hour and a half in work that we're going to be doing.
I think, researching your health and being involved and wanting to understand what's going on with your health is good. It's about making sure that they're getting their knowledge from a reliable source. And sometimes we can be that connection for them, not only talking to them about what they're concerned about, but also pointing them in the right direction of information that they can trust. So as far as how often our patients should come visit, it kind of depends on the person. If you're somebody that's young and healthy and doesn't have a lot of chronic conditions or not taking a lot of daily medications, we really only need to see you once a year. But if you're somebody that has multiple chronic conditions or medications like diabetes or high blood pressure, we like to see even more often than that, at least every 3 months, if not sooner than that.
I have lemon juice. It's a combination of lemon, lime, and orange that I've zested. So we're going to put in about 2 to 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. We're going, I say back up just slightly. I have here in my hand, this is juniper berries,
Okay.
cloves, and whole mustard seed.
Nice.
Into
Nice.
the mixture, the grains, and let that simmer.
I can't say I've ever seen juniper berries before. Can you get them at just like the grocery store? Or?
You can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, juniper berries you can buy commercially, Whole Foods or some of the specialty shops a little bit
Maybe
easier.
look online. I don't know if my
I was gonna say,
store
yeah.
has juniper berries.
Maybe Amazon.
You can look online, but yeah,
Foods
you can
then,
get
yeah.
you can get them pretty much anywhere.
Nice.
They're an acquired taste, maybe a flavor. You've got to play with them a little bit and use them to
Figure out how much you like.
figure out how much
Yeah.
you like and how much you don't like.
Right.
Gotcha.
So is this going to be the filling, what you're putting in here?
No, this is going to be for the
to
spicing these up before
I
we
see.
bake them.
Okay.
So we're in with lemon juice. We're in with balsamic vinegar, about
Very
2
nice.
tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. We're in with about 2 tablespoons of nice honey.
Okay.
Another thing, I like to use local honey as much as possible. They're touting that local honey helps with allergies.
Yeah.
And the closer you can get to the local honey, the fruits and the stuff that in the area, the better off they say it is.
Awesome.
A little extra virgin olive oil.
Very nice.
Okay. Can I grab that spoon from you that you have over there? Wish that's fine. We're just going to mix this in here a little
Get that
bit.
honey nice and dissolved.
Yep, honey dissolved. You don't have to mix it. You just got to incorporate it a little bit. I also buy a commercial vegetarian seasoning.
Okay.
It's got onions, peppers, not mushrooms, black pepper, salt, pepper. It's just a...
Nice
Just adds
big
more flavor.
It just adds
you
a
don't
little
have
flavor.
to have each individual one.
Right,
You can kind of just
right.
use the
And
mix.
we're quite hard today it seems we've grown up to, it's hard to get flavors without a meat base to it. So,
Right.
Sure.
And that's one of the things I think I struggle with at home is just figuring out how to add enough flavor to things without using tons of salt or tons of other fat, like since I stopped using butter and things like that.
Correct. You can keep just a little dash of salt and pepper in
got
that for
it.
me. Yep. Now that we talk about salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Perfect. And that's all we need. We just need a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill the basin here
I
with
see.
these.
Okay.
We'll move this over here so we can
So that's going to cook down in the oven and get really nice and caramelized.
Correct.
Beautiful.
Correct. So we got that. And don't worry, you can fill it up. It's great.
So, doctor.
Yes.
I wanted to talk to you about your practice. You do have a family practice,
I
and
do.
you've mentioned that you do keep a plant-based diet. Is that something you recommend for your patients, or do you consult them on their diets at all?
So I definitely talk with every single one of, or try to talk with every single one of my patients about their diet as well as their physical activity.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily tell everyone to go plant-based, especially with the diets that we have today. It's more so about trying to figure out how to slowly work towards just a healthier diet.
Sure.
And it kind of depends on what kind of chronic medical problems they have, whether it be heart disease or diabetes, things like that. We tailor it a little bit to what's best for them. But my kind of number one rule is fruits and veggies. So it would
hear that a lot.
Yeah. And you'd be surprised, one of my questions I ask people is, do you think you eat one fruit and one veggie every day? And a lot of times people say, no, that's not even something that I pay attention to. So if that's the case, then we kind of start there as an easy way to fill in, one fruit and one veggie every single day and start from there.
That's great.
So with this, what we want to do is we want to cover it. You can use a piece of plastic on it.
Okay.
Aluminum foil over the top of that. It's okay. We're going to pop it in the oven. It's going to be 375, 400 degrees, approximately 35 to 40 minutes.
Okay, great.
nice and roasted.
Yeah, definitely. So it's important to roast the squash and get that fully tender before stuffing it, otherwise it's not going to cook through.
Correct. What we want to do is we want to get in there to what I like to call fork tender.
Got it.
In general, being a family doc means coordinating care. So you're the patient's kind of first stepping stone. So not only is it you taking care of kind of their chronic conditions if they have any, but also making sure they're kind of living a healthy lifestyle. It's sort of a full spectrum of care that you can provide to them. For me, St. Luke's is just about, their focus is really about just providing quality care to the people that come into our network.
Who wants to cut?
I can
Step up to
probably,
the plate.
I was going to say that I can
Think you can do Okay, so
I'm confident.
I think the recipe we're going to have online has Napa cabbage as an additive.
Okay.
Okay. I did regular cabbage. I had that at the restaurant before we left. I think you can cut those tomatoes, quarter the tomatoes.
Me?
Yep, if you'd like.
Okay,
Do you just
sure.
do this like
Yep,
in
just
shreds like
very
that?
thinly. Yep,
Okay.
that's perfect.
Okay.
We're going to get a big bowl.
Yeah. This that I can actually manage to cut.
So while we're doing the Napa cabbage, while we're doing quartering the tomatoes, we can go through the things that I have. Excuse me, I'm going to run around it. The things that I have already cut here that are in the recipe. Chopped walnuts. We have some grated carrot.
I love the walnuts for that texture.
Walnut is a great texture
Yeah.
in it. It gives it a little nutty and earthy flavor when you get to it.
Great healthy fat,
that's probably
too.
enough.
That's good? Okay.
Yeah.
See, the cabbage is easy to cut. I got that one. I got that down.
Great job.
Great job there. Just some button mushrooms cut in quarters there.
Okay, good.
A can of
Chickpeas?
chickpeas, thank you
Yes.
very much.
It's one of my favorite proteins.
Roasted red peppers.
Ooh,
We're
that's
going to
yummy.
do that. I'll tell you what, we'll get rid of that cabbage.
Okay. Ooh, making a little mess.
That's okay.
As per usual when I cook.
And that's quite a bit.
There you go.
Do you like to cook a lot at home?
I try to.
Yeah.
I'm not too great at it. I'm hoping today will kind of help a little bit.
Definitely.
But,
Well, I would think with keeping a plant-based diet, you have to.
you have to
yourself
be a little
lot.
more, I tend to try and meal prep just because that's
Yeah.
the easiest way, especially with my schedule and working. It's a little easier that way.
Grab, I think we have some.
So I keep trying to get better.
Nice.
Yeah.
You seem like you're all right to me.
Yeah.
You've got a few skills.
I definitely can, chop some cabbage. I'm good at that.
All right.
Awesome.
So if you want to go ahead and you can dice these pimentos or roasted red peppers.
Okay.
Either way is fine.
Okay.
The skin can be a little aggressive on them. So.
I'll be careful.
Yeah. So going on and finishing the rest of the stuffing, we have the plum tomatoes or grape tomatoes, which you're quartering right now. As I said before, on the end here we have the two cheeses which I brought today. Feta, which gives you a nice salty,
Yeah, I love feta.
Yeah.
great salty, and Parmesan cheese, and we'll deal with them later on the
Nice.
top of the thing.
And that's nice too, because not everybody eats plant-based, so you show ways that it can kind of work for everybody.
Yeah.
Even within one family, some people like cheese, some people like meat.
Sure.
Correct. So, fresh basil,
Love
which
fresh
we have
basil.
right here. We'll do
Yes.
that next, and some fresh parsley.
Awesome.
Craisins.
Nice sweetness, very fall
Very,
ingredient.
very fall.
Correct, correct. Chopped scallions,
Nice.
black beans. Now, most often what I do is I will rinse the black beans first.
Yeah, get that goo off of it.
Yeah, get
Yeah.
the goo off of them, get that flavor off of them. We have a green pepper,
Okay.
which has been finely diced, medium green pepper, and this is the cabbage, of course. Extra virgin olive oil.
Nice.
Again, honey. I like to season all the layers of the dish that way. People
So
say,
much
I only
going
put salt
on.
and pepper on in the very end. Well, you can't always get the great flavor if you do
True.
it. You got to kind of layer the tin. The lime, lemon, and orange juice that I got out of the zested lemons and limes. The zest of the lemon, the lime, and the orange. She is good, isn't she? Look
She's
at
very good.
I'm just a little slow,
I
but
was
I
saying
got it.
You have all your fingers so
I
far
haven't
yet, so
chopped
we're
off a
doing
finger.
great.
I'm
We're
still
doing
working
good.
on these tomatoes over here.
Several cloves of finely chopped garlic, cumin,
Nice.
curry.
I smelled
That's what
that
I
curry
was
powder.
smelling.
Got a wafts in your nose.
Totally. Can't miss it.
And again, with this is a commercially done Italian seasoning. Kind of adds another layer to it, and it will come up with everything we do.
So do you recommend just using the same kind of seasoning profile at every step? not changing it because you're using like the honey and the lemon and...
I used the honey and everything in this profile only because of the fallness, and I wanted to keep a little bit of sweetness.
Gotcha.
The contrast between the sweet, the tart of the lemon and lime, the kind of earthy of the extra virgin olive oil with the nuts and the craisins.
Right.
And
Gotcha.
So does this all get mixed together?
this
That
is
becomes
all
the filling?
going in the pot.
Oh,
This
wow.
is all going in the pot. So I'm going to sneak over here and I'm going to grab
A big old bowl.
Yep, a big old bowl. Now, so inside this bowl, what we've done is this is the
Okay, those are the grains.
This is the grains that we've cooked. The end of the grains that we've
Nice
cooked.
and fluffy.
And you can see it fluffs right up once
Yeah.
you get it. Everything in.
Everything in the bowl.
This is going to be all in the bowl. Why
Love
don't we
it.
just do that? Yep.
This is my kind of recipe.
And I'm going to
Just
sneak.
dump
Yeah,
it
while
in.
you guys are going all in, you can get those.
Do you drain any of the juice off the peppers, or you just...
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
I drained a little bit of the
Okay.
juice, yeah. I'm going to sneak back and take a look at what we have in the oven for later, just to make sure.
So for me, St. Luke's is about community. I did my residency training here and built a family. I feel like it provides such a comprehensive care to our patients and allows me to do my job in a way that allows my patients to be someone that I take care of for years and years without interruption.
My name is Jim Hamill, and I'm the Director of Public Relations for the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau. I'm in charge of spreading the message of all that's happening in the Poconos. We have turned into a large destination for people throughout the major metros, from New York to Philly to Baltimore to DC, to come and recreate, to come and relax and spend time at family resorts and really get a sense of space in the Pocono Mountains. 2,400 square miles of nature.
All right. Ooh.
Cheers!
Now, do you want all of these seasonings, or that's a lot of cumin?
That's a lot of cumin.
Okay.
We want about a tablespoon of cumin, a tablespoon of the curry in
Okay.
there.
And what about with the Italian seasoning
It's
and the
about half of the
zest?
Italian seasoning
Okay.
that's there. You can go all in with the zest.
You spice and I'll
Okay.
stir.
Perfect.
Oh, that curry smells so good.
The master stirring
Oh,
spoon.
there we go.
There we go.
The massive spoon for the massive bowl. It
Yep,
works
all
out.
in with that. Craisins you can go all in with. Nuts you can go all in with.
Same with the herbs.
You got it.
All
And I
right.
like the colors too. It's
Basil,
nice.
Beautiful.
basil we can go all
Every
in
color
with.
is represented.
It's nice when your food looks nice.
All of the olive oil.
All of the olive oil in.
All right. And the honey, I'm going to need some assistance.
Um,
Let's see, I gotta
you
So
go.
you want to grab the spoon here?
Yep, there you go, that
There we
small
go.
spoon. Perfect.
Go on in.
Oh yeah, that looks beautiful.
It is.
All right. Well, let's get some of these dishes out of the way.
Okay, let's do that. Why don't we sneak this off the edge of the table here? We're gonna go scoop in with the roasted
Nice.
red
Perfect.
peppers.
Oh, we forgot garlic and parsley.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, don't forget the garlic.
About half that garlic.
Half.
Yep, garlic is great for you.
Probably just dump all of it.
Keep the mosquitoes away later on in the year.
I have a lot of other people to work with
Yeah.
today, so.
Let's cut it back a little.
Now, something we haven't done is we haven't done salt, pepper,
Yes.
that kind of thing. So, as again I said, we got some pretty good seasonings in there.
Yeah.
Let's do a little salt.
Okay. See, and you got the little chef toss.
Is that, yeah, bam! Am I allowed to say that?
You're gonna
Yeah,
get-
That's an age.
trademark.
That's an age
Yeah.
old.
Yeah. I know. I got it. I'm with you.
All right. So, what do you think?
It's beautiful.
It really is.
Yeah. I'm ready to stuff.
Okay.
Let's do it.
We're gonna take a
Okay.
little bit of this out. We're gonna throw some Parmesan cheese in here.
Okay.
We're
Little
gonna-
mix of cheese.
Little mix of cheese. We're gonna throw a little bit of feta in there. And again, as I said, this is great. You guys don't mind, I'm gonna go sit down and have a little snack
I
here.
was gonna say I could just eat that
Yeah,
all day
just like a
long,
nice
so-
salad.
So let me go back. We'll get the squash that's here. The ones that we put in. Now, of course, these are not ready yet, but I'm just gonna give you a little idea of how we're gonna pop these in.
Now, when you roast these all the way so they're fully cooked, will most of this liquid evaporate?
Yeah, a lot of it
Thicken
will,
up?
and you'll
Okay.
get that glazy,
Yeah,
that nice sweet
yeah.
glaze on them. They'll start to turn brown, or
Okay.
you know. And what? Just go ahead and stuff that in.
You want to pack as much in there
Yep.
as you can?
Yep. You want to
Okay.
get as much in there as you can. Pack it in.
And then I saw you have some breadcrumbs.
I do have
Go
some
on
breadcrumbs.
top?
So what I've done is I've go ahead and I made breadcrumbs. These are panko breadcrumbs. These are ground walnuts, fresh parsley, a little
Nice.
honey, a little bit of more of the citrus
Yeah.
zest.
So a lot of flavor, a lot
of
of
flavor,
texture.
and yep, a lot of
Love
flavor, a
that.
lot of
It just
texture.
Gives you a nice
Again,
little crisp on top.
nothing in here that's going to.
And no cheese. I mean, you see cheese a lot in those
Yeah.
breadcrumbs, but I love the walnut and the citrus.
Yep, I didn't add the cheese for the flavor. I
Yeah.
added the citrus and the walnut.
But I don't think you even need the cheese,
Nope.
you know?
No, well, not if you have cheese in these.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and pull out the ones we have.
These look
Amazing.
insane.
Yeah.
And I did.
Wow.
I was told that we were going to have a big population of people here today, so
Let me grab the plate so we can get one of
Oh,
these
they look
plated.
beautiful, yeah. And so golden brown.
we've done the stuffing. These have already been roasted. They've already been seasoned.
Nice.
Full meal. You have protein in your quinoa, carbohydrates, all your vitamins, everything you need in. There you go. Well, should we put another one on there for us, tasting?
Sure, why not?
I like.
Yeah, I could probably eat one
hungry.
by myself.
I actually like this one right here. I don't want
Nice.
crowd, but that's perfect.
All right, this looks so good. I can't wait to dig in.
Okay, dig in.
Thank you.
Please don't be shy, you two chef.
Okay.
You have to taste your masterpiece. So
All
I'm
right.
just gonna
I was going to
just
say,
get right in here
how
on
do
the
we
side.
attack at it? Like,
I know.
Like that.
That's it.
So
Just
nice
dig
and
in.
tender.
Oh,
Look
Make
at
sure we
that.
Oh,
get
yeah,
some of the
squash.
stuffing in there. and-
Let's see. Wow, it's so tender. It's so hot. Wow.
Oh, that's so good.
This is seriously like a vegan's dream food. Am I
You are not
Am I
wrong.
right? Like,
And
there's
it's-
everything you could want in
That's
here.
so fall, which is just my favorite time of year. So I'm happy. I'm going for another bite.
Yeah,
That's how
in
happy I am.
January, this will be really good after you've put it in the
Yeah.
freezer
Totally.
now and you pull it out.
Yes, this is a great recipe. Thank you so much for
You're
coming on
welcome.
the show
Thanks
and
for
showing us
having
how
me.
to do it. And Doc, thank you so much for
Of
being
course,
here
thanks
too.
for
This was a
having me.
really great time.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go in for another.